So it is April the, you thought I'd prepare this, wouldn't you, by looking up. So it's April the 18th. It's we had a real cold snap, a late cold snap. So last night was the first night that it wasn't frosty overnight for about 2 weeks. And the fish are starting to wake up. It's been 15 degrees today and sunny. And I don't know if you can see these sedges here. So the grannoms are starting to hatch. So Sean, my lovely friend, well, it depends how I feel about him. I may say Sean, my awful friend, if he continues to be annoying, has tied up these grannom patterns based on an article, well, a kind of blog post we read about how the hatching pupa have a green bit in them. So I've got things like emerge as well, like this, and dries like this. You can't really say I need one of them, don't I? Dries like this. Beautifully tied. He's a very good boy, that Sean. And I'm going to start with one of these shipmans tied in the same green fur, because shipmans are great emergers. They really are brilliant. So I'm just going to take off the olive green shipman I've got on, which is not tied by Sean and is not nearly as good. And I'm going to tie on a little shipman's, and then I'm going to start fishing. I don't know where. Because I'm wearing waders. I've got my waders on. There's not a lot happening here, not a lot on the surface, but you never know. I'll just give it a look and see what happens. At the moment, I can't even get the line off the end of my... what have I dropped? I've dropped something. Oh well. Whatever it is, it's either floating downstream. Be entertaining to see whether I can watch that back on the video. I suspect it's just nothing. I just made a splash on the surface. Anyway, I'm going to cut this bit out. So there's a load of grannoms hatching, and they've hatched and they're now laying their eggs. So it could be that a proper dry pattern is what I need, but I think not. I think that an emerger is always a good first port of call. Okay, let's just see what happens. Some fish there. Oh shit, I know what it is I've dropped. Fuck. And I think I've got them. Oh yeah. Well, there we go. That's what I dropped. I've got a wet arm, but actually, given that I found them in there, that's quite good. I think it's worth a wet arm myself. So let's try and dry these boffins, these glasses, and start fishing. I'm just going to fish through here if I can. See if I can. There was a good rise. It's the first one I've seen, and that was right at the head of this pool. So, and there's another one. So maybe they've just started. That's quite a few fish now rising in this general area. It could be that they're fishing for adults that are laying eggs. They're feeding on adults that are laying eggs, though, rather than hatching pupa, in which case I'm fishing with the wrong fly. But we'll see. I don't think they want this. So I'm going to have one more cast, and then I'm going to try putting an adult on. Right, so a bit of loon aquel on on the hackle, on the body, and on the hackle to keep it floating. Okay, glasses on without dropping them in the water. God, I still can't believe how lucky I was. Let's try for the big one over there. Ooh, another smaller one rising. Oh, I think something rose it there. That was the first rise really close to my fly. Let's go back down the middle just to see. Okay, there it is. Oh, go! Oh, you fuckers! That almost landed on the fly. That's really not going to be. Oh, a fish just rose right in the middle of those ducks. What? That swan doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know whether to come for me angrily. I think he wants to get past me. Look at him drifting down. We will see how he feels about me when he gets here, because he's going to get here any minute now. So I'll just bring in my line and go to the side. Let's see if he just stops there. Can you see him? Yeah. He definitely wants to get past. Okay, well I will get out and see if he just goes further past me downstream. Oof. Look, he's resting his leg up. So I'll just let him go. Actually, that could be her. That could be why he or she is not being super aggressive. That leg up is when they're just resting. Yeah, that's cool. You go and chat to your mate downstream. Ooh, look, the fish is still at it. So I'm going to go back into the middle now that you've gone past me. Oh, there's another one. I think they're fishing. I think they're after adults. So I'm going to try. Try and get it right underneath the willow there. Because there's a fish that's risen now about 5 times. Or maybe it's more than one fish. Right, that's landed right in the right zone. Drifting down through them now, and that's risen. Oh, and I pulled out. Okay, well I was too quick there. I was too quick. Not actually quite there. More there. Yeah, that's perfect. That's going to drift over the top of it. And it's taken. Go on, be a trout, not a grayling, but I think it's a tiny grayling. It is a tiny grayling. Okay, there we go. Little tiny grayling. So let's wet my hands. It's possibly the biggest grayling I've had this year, though. Right then, back you go. Go over that side again. Oh, look at it. Right, that's going over a fish now, and there we go. That's a bigger fish. That's a bigger fish. That's a better fish. Oh, it's come off. Right, that was a trout. Guess that could have been my first brownie of the season. And on grannom. This is, I mean, come on. It doesn't get better. This is grannom sedge fishing. I never do this. I mean, I do a little bit, but this is the most serious I've been with proper grannom patterns. Come on. Oof, there's another one rising just right under the bank further up. Oh gosh. Yeah, there are some. I think the fish have turned on now, and some of these are good fish. Right, that's right in the right spot. Okay. Floating right over the top of that, that fish. I don't know whether that's appearing on the film, but a fish just leapt bodily out of the water, which is not something you expect. You often see this time of year. I've covered these fish a lot. I should move on. Okay, another couple of casts and then move on. Well, while walking downstream, I turned the camera off to save battery, and as a result, I've missed my first brownie of the season. It was only a small one, but it was still, I don't know, lovely little 4-ounce fish or so. That was a shame, but they're still rising here, so I think there's still a chance I might get one for the camera, which I obviously, as soon as I get one, the battery will now run out. I think I can see it now. That is a proper fish. With a proper rise, it's a better fish. It's definitely a better fish. No. It's swimming towards me, and see if I can hand land it. Okay, there we go. Look at that. So second brownie of the year, slightly bigger than the first one. Second on the grannom, on a grannom dry. Beautiful. What a lovely red speckled wild brownie. Back you go. It's got too dark for me to tie on a new fly. The old one having got waterlogged from catching fish. And there are no fish rising in this little stretch anymore. However, tomorrow I'll be back. About the same time. Clearly there are a lot of grayling here and several trout. I caught 2 trout, not very big, lost a bigger one. So clearly this lovely grannom sedge fly works, but a complete success. Well done, first brown trout of the season, and managed to get one on camera.